Okay, guys, this is a video about shifting parabolas and also what we call vertex form. Now, we've graphed parabolas before, or hopefully we have. I can't remember if we have or not, honestly. But let's take a look at a parabola, and let's talk about some features of this, okay? Now, a parabola can either open up, like you see here, or it can open down, like you see here. Either way, though, either this top point or this bottom point, what we call is what we call the vertex. Okay, and the vertex is, like in this case, it's a minimum, and if the parabola is upside down, the vertex is a maximum. All right, and sometimes we want to locate this point. Well, the nice thing is when you have a parabola in vertex form, in this format right here, the vertex is at the point h, comma, k. So remember that h and k will have numbers here. Now I want you to look at a couple of things here as we look at this vertex and vertex form. Okay, now in vertex form it says x minus h and plus k. So h is negative here, and k is positive here. But when we go to find the vertex, notice that h is now positive and k is positive. What that means is when whatever number is in here inside the parentheses, it's going to become the x coordinate, and it's going to change signs. So h will change signs. K was positive in the vertex form, and it's also positive in the ordered pair for the vertex. The k, that means the k does not change signs. Okay, so let's take a look at how this will shift the parabola. All right, so if we have y equals x squared, okay, now notice this does not have an h, this does not have a k, and what that means is the graph is going to be centered right here at 0, 0, and it's going to look like this. All right, now when we shift this, there are when you put a vertex in there, let's say that we have y equals, and then we're going to do this in parentheses, x minus 4 squared, like this. Okay, you can think of this as plus 0 so that we know what k is, because we now have this is in what we call vertex form. This is like my h, and this is my k. And remember that if this were negative, that my vertex, when I pulled off that number for the vertex, would be 4, 0. This one changes signs, this one does not. So really what we say is my vertex, instead of it being at 0, 0 now, like we had on this first one, the vertex is going to be at 4, 0, and it's going to look like this. And so what we say is this shifted 4 units to the right. Okay? That's what that means. We shifted this graph 4 units to the right because of that minus 4 on the inside of the parentheses. It is also possible to shift the graph up and down. So let's say I put a plus 4 out here, and I don't have a number inside parentheses with the x. And so what happens here is this is now my k, and we could think of this, let me just actually write this a little bit differently. We could think of this as x minus 0 squared plus 4. Okay, well now if that's the case, this is my h, and this is my k. Remember that it changes signs here. You can't really change the sign of 0 because 0 is not positive or negative. And the 4 stays there. So my vertex is going to be at, actually let's do this here. My vertex is at 0, 4. So now that's like right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We put a dot there, and then my parabola goes like this. Okay, and what we say is this is shifted up 4 units. Okay, so that's kind of what we talk about when we say we're shifting the parabola. All right, and so let's take it all together now. What if I had something like this? X minus 1 squared minus 3. Excuse me. My vertex, we're going to change the sign of this one to become a positive one. And we're going to keep the negative 3 the same. So now my vertex is going to be at 1, negative 3. Okay, and then my parabola would look like this. Well, let's talk about what shifting took place here. Remember that we're basically starting at 0, 0. Okay, this red parabola that I have here is kind of like a parabola that we kind of base everything off of. It's with no numbers. That red one is y equals x squared. The vertex is at 0, 0. And so when we talk about the shifting, we say what is happening from the red parabola to the black parabola. And that black parabola got shifted right 1 unit and down 3 units. Okay? And Khan Academy will give this to you as a graph. It'll ask you to write a, if you, we'll just give you an example. This is what they're going to say. They're going to say, write the graph of y equals x squared, but shifted left 3 units and up 5 units. Okay, so let's think about that. Let's kind of think about this logically. Okay, my vertex is going to go from here, left 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 5. And so my vertex is going to be right there. That's the ordered pair, negative 3, positive 5. That's my vertex. Well, now I want to translate that back into this format. Okay, I want to translate it back into this format. Remember that this changed signs though, right? This changed signs from this format right here. So instead of a minus 3, this is going to be x plus 3. And this number did not change signs at all. So this is going to be a plus 5. And so this is the graph of y equals x squared, but it shifted left 3 and up 5. This is what you would have to put as your answer inside the Khan practice if they ask you a question like this. Remember that you have to make sure that you're translating this vertex back into this format correctly. All right. I hope that helped. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Email me. Jump on the help times at 9 o'clock in the morning. But this is some difficult stuff, so please ask questions if you have them. Good luck.